Hello and welcome to today's session of Designing Your Goodbyes. I'm Dr. Dandridge, and I'm honored to guide you through this journey of understanding and navigating grief. Grief is a deeply personal experience, but it's also universal. At some point, we all face it, whether from the loss of a loved one, a relationship, a job, or even the loss of a dream. Today, we'll focus on recognizing grief, understanding its forms, and learning to identify our personal grief triggers. This is the first step in designing your goodbyes with intention, grace, and peace. So, what is grief and how does it manifest itself? Grief is a natural response to loss. It's the process of adjusting to a reality that no longer includes something or someone we value. It's not a sign of weakness or failure, it's a sign of love, connection, and meaning. Grief can manifest in many ways, and these manifestations are unique to each individual. Here are some common signs to help you recognize it in yourself. Number 1, emotional responses: sadness, anger, guilt, relief, or even numbness. Number 2, physical symptoms: fatigue, headaches, changes in appetite or sleep patterns. Number 3, mental impacts: difficulty concentrating, forgetfulness, or intrusive thoughts. Number 4, spiritual questioning: searching for meaning, feeling disconnected, or questioning beliefs. It's important to note that grief doesn't follow a linear path. There's no right way to grieve and no timeline for when you should feel better. Types of grief. Grief comes in different forms, and recognizing these can help you better understand your journey. Let's explore three types. The first being anticipatory grief. Anticipatory grief occurs before the loss happens. It's common when you or a loved one are facing a terminal diagnosis or another impending change. This grief can include sadness for the impending loss, anxiety about the future, or even guilt for grieving too early. While anticipatory grief is painful, it can also be a gift. It gives us time to prepare, reflect, and say goodbye intentionally. Number 2, acute grief. Acute grief happens immediately after a loss. It's often intense and overwhelming, with emotions that feel like waves crashing over you. This is when the reality of the loss starts to set in. During this stage, you might feel disoriented or wonder if you'll ever feel normal again. Remember, this intensity is a natural response to something significant. Thirdly, we have complicated grief. Sometimes grief doesn't ease over time, or it becomes more difficult to manage. This is called complicated grief. It might feel like you're stuck, unable to move forward, or consumed by the loss. If you notice these patterns, it's essential to seek support. Talking to a counselor, coach, or trusted guide can help you navigate this more challenging grief. Understanding which type of grief you're experiencing is a crucial step in designing your goodbyes. Identifying personal grief triggers. Grief isn't just about the big moments of loss. Often it's triggered by smaller reminders, what I call grief echoes. These might be a song, a scent, a date on the calendar, or even a place that brings memories flooding back. To help you recognize your grief triggers, let's do a guided exercise. First, I want you to reflect on a recent emotional reaction. Think of a moment when you felt sadness, anger, or longing that seemed disproportionate to the situation. Then I want you to identify the trigger. What was happening around you? Were there specific sounds, smells, or thoughts that surfaced? Then I want you to connect it to the loss. Ask yourself, what does this remind me of? What loss or change might this moment be tied to? And then finally, I want you to journal your insights. If you can, jot down these triggers in a journal. Over time, patterns may emerge that will help you anticipate and prepare for these moments. By identifying your triggers, you can create a plan to respond to them. Maybe it's stepping away for a moment of solitude, reaching out to a trusted friend, or practicing a grounding technique like deep breathing. To close out this section on recognizing grief, I want you to know that grief is not a one size fits all journey. It's messy, nonlinear, and deeply personal. But by recognizing grief, understanding its types, and identifying your triggers, you're taking the first steps towards healing. Remember, grief is not something to get over, it's something to walk through, and you don't have to walk alone. In our next session, we'll explore how to create meaningful rituals for goodbye tailored to your unique grief journey. Until then, take some time to reflect on today's exercise. Be gentle with yourself and know that you're doing sacred work. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your journey.